Todd Rundgren was in a row creatively in the 70s, but there was a short period of time when he got caught up in a very public feud with John Lennon himself. This feud happened soon after Lennon's battle with Paul McCartney. It's Todd versus John Lennon, and it all began with these quotes in the music magazine Melody Maker in 1973. Here's a series of quotes from an interview that Todd did with Melody Maker. John Lennon ain't no revolutionary, he's a fucking idiot, man. Shouting about revolution and acting like an ass, it just makes people feel uncomfortable. All he really wants to do is get attention for himself, and if revolution gets him that attention, he'll get attention through revolution. Hitting a waitress in the Troubadour, what kind of revolution is that? He's an important figure, sure, but so was Richard Nixon. Nixon was just like another generation's John Lennon, someone who represented all sorts of ideas but was out for himself underneath it all. Like the Beatles had no style other than being the Beatles. So the Nas used to do like heavy rock and also these light pretty ballads with complex ballads. Rundgren also wrote a song called Rock and Roll Pussy, criticizing self-styled revolutionaries in rock and pretty clearly aimed at Lennon. Lennon hit back with a hilarious open letter, published later in the same magazine and worth quoting in full. An open letter to Sod Runtul from Dr. Winston O. Boogie. Couldn't resist adding a few islands of truth of my own in answer to Todd Rundgren's howl of hate. Dear Todd, I like you and some of your work, including I Saw the Light, which is not unlike There's a Place, melody-wise. I have never claimed to be a revolutionary, but I am allowed to sing about anything I want, right? I never hit a waitress in the Troubadour. I did act like an ass, I was too drunk, so shoot me. I guess we're all looking for attention, Rod. Do you really think I don't know how to get it without revolution? I could dye my hair green and pink for a start. I don't represent anyone but myself. It sounds like I represented something to you, or you wouldn't be so violent towards me. Your dad, perhaps. Yes, Dodd, violence comes in mysterious ways, its wonders to perform, including verbal. But you'd know that kind of mind game, wouldn't you? Of course you would. So the Nas used to do like heavy rock, then suddenly a light pretty ballad. How original. Which gets me to the Beatles, who had no other style than being the Beatles. That covers a lot of style, man, including your own, to date. Yes, God, the other thing those Beatles did was to affect people's minds. Maybe you need another fix. Somebody play me a rock and roll pussy song, but I never noticed anything. I think that the real reason you're mad at me is cause I didn't know who you were at the Rainbow. Remember the time you came in with Wolfman Jack? When I found out later, I was cursing cause I wanted to tell you how good you were. I heard you on the radio. Anyway, however much you hurt me, darling, I'll always love you. JL, 30th September 1974. Todd has pointed out that the two later settled their differences, but it's a fascinating bit of music history and showcases how combative Lennon was in general in the early 70s.
Hello.
That was Ringo, folks.
Well, what can I say?
And goodbye to all of us.
Well, this is Ringo. Everyone seems to have said everything here, so I'll just sign off by saying cheerio and best of luck from the Beatles.